Court Reporter with Stovall and Associates.
Hello and welcome back to Court Reporter. I'm here with Dan Schinhofen, running for Commissioner District 5. And right before the break, we were talking about the dispatch, how it now all goes through Prump instead of going through Amargosa and Beatty.
Yep.
Now, some of the concerns I've heard were, well, the dispatcher in Prump does not know where Alvin Street is in Amargosa, and with the streets being so, you know, there's not a whole lot of streets out there.
And Beatty too.
Yeah.
And then past Tonopah, Smoky Valley, you know.
Right.
This thing stretches a long way. So yeah, we heard those same concerns early on, and we did we did tests, and we did longer tests than we first planned to make sure the radios worked and that it could get everywhere. But the dispatchers, what's really important is not the dispatcher knows where everything is, but the people they call. So the dispatcher's trying to get as much information from the client or the person calling in as possible, and then they give that to the local responders. So the people in Amargosa or out in Smoky Valley, they know the third rock from the left when you get off the highway is the driveway. And so we haven't put anybody at risk, and that was one of our concerns.
That actually makes complete sense.
Yeah, and we have centers in Beatty and Tonopah. We had Beatty's in center in Tonopah. We have redundancy still in Beatty. If a bomb were to go off here and wipe out Pahrump, we still have redundancy in Beatty, and we have people who work for the county in that area who can be there within 15 minutes.
Oh, wonderful.
But we also have now, there's coming up on the next agenda is an item that was put on the 9/11 advisory board, which is made up of the RIT guys, the people who work dispatch, one of the sheriff's representatives, and the person from AT&T. And our system is now going to be, within the next month or something, antiquated. So we need a new system. The way to pay for that they propose is 25-cent surcharge on each line that is 775. And that will raise enough funds to get this new system in it. It'll be portable too. So with a laptop computer, if the system goes down, the building goes down, they can go outside with a laptop and get dispatch back up.
Wow, that's awesome.
So it's a really good system, and I know that people are going to be concerned that we're raising a tax. And currently, if you have a 702 number, you're paying 50 cents.
Oh, really?
So change to 775, you'll only pay 25 cents. It'll be better, or our choices are we don't have dispatch.
No.
So with that choice, I've got to go, and I have two 775 numbers.
Right.
So, and the one works out to $3 a year. 25 cents is $3 a year, and if that explodes my budget, then I've got
you got bigger problems for sure.
Yeah. So
no, that's such a great answer though, and because you hear these things, and then somebody comes to you and says, "Well, the dispatcher in Prump is not going to know the third rock from the left," and instantly I'm like, "Wow, you're right." But they don't need to know.
They don't need to know. The guy responding really needs to know.
So
and they need to know, and they're all local.
Yeah, so I'm glad we addressed that. I think that answered some questions for some people. On our last segment here, I want to talk about probably the biggest topic out there right now, the medical marijuana.
Yeah.
Where are we at with that? Are we going to do it? Are we not going to do it?
Yeah, we are because it's state law. People voted for it, and they voted in 98 and 2000 by almost a 2/3 majority that medical marijuana should be allowed, and there should be dispensaries. There should be a way to get medical marijuana. We were criticized early on that we were moving too fast, the commissioners. We were trying to get this done too fast. Well, good thing we did when we were growing up here. So I'm really cognizant of any decision I make. If it's bad for this county or this town, it's going to be bad for my own kids and my grandkids. I really want to see, we have so much potential here. This is a great place now. It's always been a great place. But we have so much potential for growth, but we need to do it intelligently. We need to really look at our resources and then what best fits the community. And I think I've done a good job with that. I'm good with the business community. They've helped us out in a lot of ways. Most recently am working with Ativan, who is Mountain Falls West, to get them they were going to wait 3 years to build out their side of Mance Road. So while we're doing Mance Road, instead of tearing it up 3 years later, we've worked with them to agree to come forward and do their side of that road. So we won't be ripping it up later down the road.
Well, I always say if you've got people mad at you, then you're probably getting something done. So I think that's wonderful, and I appreciate you being on the show.
Thank
you. Go out and vote, whether it's for Dan or somebody else. Just make sure you get out there and vote.
Yeah, please vote.
Yep, and we will see you guys next week here on Court Reporter.
Court Reporter with Stovall and Associates.